Hey, my name is David Smith. I'm an assistant professor of graphic design at Auburn University. We know that the computer is the primary tool that graphic designers use to create their work. And I want to emphasize the word tool. The computer is a tool just like any tool. Paper and pencil and pen, they're tools. Tools help us express our ideas, and that's how we get our work done. That's how we do our work of visual communications. But the computer is such a complex and all-encompassing tool that I believe it can be distracting for students. It can get in the way of idea creation and get in the way of them learning important visual concepts. That's why I believe in slowing down the jumping of students into the digital realm too soon. David Airy, he's an Irish graphic designer. He wrote the book Logo Design Love. In the book he writes, "A byproduct of subpar design courses is that aspiring designers today see computers as the only truly necessary tool. On the contrary, by removing the computer from the creative process, you gain much more freedom in translating your thoughts." The American legend of graphic design, Seymour Quast, he concurs, saying, "What can I tell students? Don't start with a computer, lay off. You start with thumbnails." I always try to follow the advice of David Airy and Seymour Quast. So in my student projects, I always follow a process where they are doing research first and then doing thumbnail sketches and roughs before they go into the computer. This is a way of putting content over form, meaning putting your ideas first before you're figuring out how they look. The ideas should inform the form of it. All right, so the first issue we see is that jumping to the digital world too soon can get in the way of idea creation. There's another problem that can occur with students jumping into the digital too soon, and that's that they think that everything should be done on the computer. And that's a time when you probably should slow down the jump into the digital again. One method that I see as very effective in helping with that is to include handmade elements in your project, so it's not just all digital. A project that I like to use that includes handmade elements is a zoo poster project that I do. Each student is assigned an animal, and then they have to cut the letters of the animal's names out of chipboard, both uppercase and lowercase. They cut them out so there's relief, and they do it in reverse so that they then can roll it with ink and one by one made handmade prints. And so they embrace all the imperfections and gooey, nice textures that gives them. And not only the letters do they utilize, but they have to bring in other textures as well. And so I encourage them to do rubbings from anywhere, the bottom of their shoe, tree bark, wood cuts, paintbrush. They can do a handmade technique in any way they choose, just as long as it's a handmade technique. And once they get all that together, we start scanning it in, and they get all the elements ready to be used in their poster. And at this point, now we're really turning and we're committed to the computer. And what I find is that their solutions and concepts are such that they wouldn't have come up with these things otherwise. So the students learn a valuable lesson that not everything has to be generated in the computer, that elements and visual assets can come from any number of places. And all that just by slowing down the jump to digital just a little bit. Thanks.